Disclaimer, we are not professionals. These are our personal opinions and information gathered from online sources.
Hi guys, welcome to the Peer Counseling Society's first ever podcast.
Woo!
My name's Akila and I'm here with Jade. We'll be talking about mental health awareness. Actually, in Jamaica, it's recognized for only 1 week, but we don't claim that.
We got the whole month to speak about mental health awareness, and specifically we'll be focusing on anxiety.
So, panic attacks, social anxiety, general anxiety, separation anxiety, everything.
What do you think anxiety is about, Akila?
Okay. According to the internet, anxiety is any feeling of unease or worry or fear, anticipation, and it can be mild or severe. It can be really scary when it just creeps upon you and you're so shocked you don't know what to do. Have you ever experienced or seen anyone have a panic attack or anxiety attack?
I have a very close friend. We were doing a presentation, and when it was her time to present, she started panicking, tears coming out of her eye, mouth go dry, all of the works. And we had to draw her outside, do breathing exercises, and she came back and she aced it. She actually did better than me on that presentation.
That period. Yeah. Okay. So the other day, someone mentioned a breathing exercise or something to help calm you down when you're having panic attacks or anxiety attacks. It's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I don't know the official name, but that's what we're going to call it now. It's 5 things you can see, 4 things you can hear, 3 things you can smell, 2 things you can feel, and 1 thing you can taste. Do you have any tips or that you know about how to deal with panic attacks?
Well, one tip I have is journaling. So I'm not talking about like the burn book where you put in all of the people that you don't like from your school. That's not just it. Basically what you do, you record your feelings, your thoughts, everything that's happened during that day, and it can help you to do a self-assessment, and then you can recognize situations where, oh, this is where I feel most anxious, and you try to reduce those situations, or even you might try to face those situations hard on, hit the nail on the head.
And if you don't want to write, you can also do an audio book kind of thing. You can always use the recording feature on your phone. Because I'm extra, I downloaded this app. It's an online diary, but one of the options when you're like venting or whatever is to record, and I use that and it's so good. Any more tips, Jade?
So I also got breathing exercises. So I actually have times where I do suffer from anxiety. And my mom had this app, and she used to make me sit down, and we'd sit there and listen to this dude's calming voice, and we do breathing exercises. So it's in through the nose, and then you hold it for like 3 seconds, and then you blow it out.
That actually works?
It works.
Okay.
It doesn't sound effective, but I swear it works. I swear on my life.
I think I would fall asleep.
It does that.
It makes you fall asleep.
So that's how you know you're calm.
Okay. But what triggers your anxiety, or what makes you anxious?
Well, what would trigger my anxiety usually is like feeling as if I'm not good enough to do something, or fear that I won't be able to live up to the standards of other people.
Okay, so still on that note, we did a survey last week. Yes, if you got to do it, thank you so much. If you did not get to do it, we'll be having more surveys in the future, so look out for that. So basically, I asked persons of all grades, at Immaculate obviously, what makes them anxious, and it was anonymous. So I encourage everyone to be their truthful self, because really I won't know who said what. And yes, what I realized that came up a lot was school. Everyone Well, almost everyone mentions school when I ask what makes you anxious. What what advice can we give about that?
Well, I don't. Well, first we have to set a preface that you can't stop feeling anxious about school. It's like a part of your school life. But I think we need to stop having these high expectations of ourselves. Not saying that we shouldn't be ambitious, but sometimes when we have these high expectations of ourselves, we become pressured, and then pressure builds anxiety, and anxiety builds stress, and stress gives you gray hair. And that's not cute.
Yes.
But yeah, so what I would say is just take it one step at a time and don't stress yourself. Work at your own pace, but not too slow. But at your own
Also,
pace.
stop comparing. And
Yes.
yes, this can go outside of school as well. But I feel like when you're in school, comparing you can't not do it. You know, because you and your friend did a test. When you come out of a test, you're immediately thinking or you're asking, what did you put for this number? Or
Right.
yes, just
I do this.
yeah, I stopped because you know what? I would come out of a test and people would be like, did you put 76 or 75? And I know, so I write about the elephant bigger or something like that. So I just stopped. You mentioned another tip to help with anxiety.
Oh, getting enough rest. Now, I'm a victim because I will go on TikTok and I'll be on TikTok for like 5 hours.
It's addictive.
It's addictive.
Yes.
It's so addictive. So basically, it's hard to get enough rest. It's hard to get rest when there's so many distractions like social media. But trust me, when I don't get enough sleep, I feel like I want to cuss off everybody. Like the littlest things annoy me.
That's me with food. That's me with food. When I'm hungry, do not speak to me. And no, when I get so upset that I will literally bark at you.
Hello?
No, it just I can be so upset at you right now. You put a piece of chicken nuggets in front of me, I'm the happiest thing alive. It's like a switch.
But yeah, I don't know if you've noticed, but Kanye West suffered from sleep deprivation one time, and I think you can see how it has affected his life.
I think he's suffering from more than sleep deprivation. He's going through it. Pray for Kanye, guys.
Hashtag pray for Kanye. But yeah, when you don't get enough sleep, you're cranky, and pressure builds up, as I said before. And you're just going to start feeling anxious about things, like you're just going to feel antsy. So everything you're just like, ooh, you know. So get enough sleep, come off of TikTok. This is for me. Come off of TikTok and go to your bed.
So back to my little survey. It was a school and tests and like group work, presentations, all of that fall under school. But other than that, we also had people. A lot of people just put the word people under what makes them anxious. And I feel like that has to do with social anxiety or general anxiety disorder. I know someone who has social anxiety. It comes from little things. It's something like being afraid of speaking in front of the class, being afraid of being randomly picked on. So it can be things like that. I don't know.
Social anxiety can be so crippling though, because I've befriended a lot of introverts, and just going out of their way to say they know the answer, they're like, oh my gosh, Jay, do you know?
Yes.
So it's a really big thing, and I think it's one of the most common forms of anxiety.
And why do people look down on that? Because when I'm in class, we all have that one person whose hand is always open, always have like 50 questions. But when they do ask the questions and they know they're actively participating, the other students in the class are like, oh my God, does she ever stop? Why is that a bad thing, to speak up and not be afraid to tell what's on your mind?
That's food for thought.
Maybe it's, how mental illnesses on a whole are not taken seriously in Jamaica, or it could be taken more seriously, but it's not. So it could stem from that. But listen, I won't go into all of that, because that's a lot of stuff. Jamaica and mental illnesses, that have to save for another time.
Anxiety is something that cannot be eradicated, sadly, but it's something that can be worked on. So here's a quote to go forth.
Our anxiety does not empty tomorrow of its sorrows, but only empties today of its strengths, by C.H. Spurgeon. Okay, so that's our quote for this week. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and we will be back next week.
This was the PCS podcast.